This is how to talk to a man in order to get what you want. First of all, you've learned to keep all your feelings inside, not to create any problems for your parents, but instead to be the good girl to please your parents. And that's why when you're a grown-up and you're in a relationship with a man and you have an issue with him, you start to complain about it because you don't know how to talk to him. And you know that women are driven by emotions. But when we talk to a man, we don't say what we feel, we say what we think. For example, you're getting ready for a party and you've just put on your dress and you feel so bloated today and you start to nag like, oh, I feel so bad about myself. I just don't like this dress on me. What am I gonna do? Do I look fat in this dress? And because a man has a logical mind, he takes everything the way it is. So if you ask him, do I look fat in this dress? He will literally tell you, no, you don't. He doesn't know what to do because you're not being specific about what the issue actually is. What you actually want to tell him is, my love, I don't feel good about myself. Can you give me a few compliments because that will help me so much to feel better about myself today? And never forget, a man is a fixer. He wants you to give him a problem so that he can then solve it so that you can then move on. So the next time you want something from your man, don't give him a story, but learn to say what you actually mean. Because then you're giving him a problem that he can actually solve. He's not giving you any attention and you know that the reason is that he doesn't feel like it. And because you don't understand what happened, what made him change, you nag about it. You think that it's really necessary for him to know how much he's hurting you by not giving you any attention. Because once he knows, he will feel bad about himself and he will start to be busy with you again. And although I always say that if you want anything from a man, you have to ask him. The one thing you should never ask for is his love and attention. Because by you asking and nagging about not getting any attention, the message he gets is that you're needy and that you're desperate. The way to actually get a man's attention is to start by not giving him yours. You need to give all the attention you have given to him to yourself. Because you've made your own happiness become dependent on if he gives you attention or not. And the second thing you need to do is you need to go back to the beginning of the relationship and remember how you were treating him then. Because yes, of course he changed. He got more settled in his relationship. He doesn't feel the need anymore to pursue you all the time because now you've been together for a while. But you've also changed. Maybe in the beginning when he would take you to beautiful restaurants, you were like all grateful and appreciative. But after a while, you got used to that too. And if there's one thing I know about men is that they have a very sensitive ego and they need constant appreciation, even for the smallest things. Think of it like this. Appreciation is like oxygen to them and it inflates their ego. And a man with an inflated ego feels good about himself. So if you can be that woman who makes him feel better about himself, you're gonna get all the attention you want. Men don't fall for pretty girls, and this is why. We women have this misbelief that only the pretty girls get the attention from men. If you show a photograph to a guy of a very pretty woman, of course he will tell you that she's beautiful. But looking at a pretty woman and actually pursuing her is a whole different thing. Let's say you have two women in a club, and the one is really pretty and the other one is cute. You obviously believe that most men would go after the pretty one. But did you know that most beautiful women are very dependent on their beauty? They see their beauty as some kind of a passport, a way to open doors. But that influences their attitude, their energy. It very often makes them look desperate because their emotional state is dependent on men confirming their beauty. A man will fall for the attitude a woman has. And if the cute woman is self-assured, confident, independent, fun to be with because she's not so dependent on what they think of her beauty, they will actually go after the cute one.